It was May 6th at 7 a.m. and I was trying to get a little more sleep before I had to get up and work. The next thing I know, my phone started ringing. And the ring wasn't the average ring that I programmed. So when I picked up my phone, I saw the call was actually coming from Facebook Messenger. And the call was from someone who I went to school with. So when I answered the phone, she said, "Hey, Sean." I said, "Hey." She said, "Do you know who this is?" And I mean, I could see who it was, but I said, "Yeah." And the thing that was kind of crazy was I had not spoken to this person in over 24 years. And as a matter of fact, the last time I spoke to her, we were students at Grambling State University. So she's from New Orleans. And the first thing I thought was, oh my God, did something happen to my college roommate? Because she's from New Orleans as well. And she went on to say, "Hey, this is such and such. And, I just wanted to call and talk to you." And I'm like, okay. And she proceeded to tell me that, she would see my pictures and my posting on Facebook and how she's noticed, a glow up, a change within me. And I said, okay. And so we proceeded to talk for about 2 hours. And ironically, I didn't have any meetings that morning, so I had the time to talk to her. And so basically we played catch up on what's been going on in each other's lives for, the past 24 years. And I mean, we were cool in Grambling, we were cool in passing, but that was the first time we actually really had a deep conversation. And, she was telling me about the things that happened with her and catching me up, kids in college, all that great stuff. And I was playing catch up, telling her what was going on with me. And one of the things that she told me, she said, I was led to call you because I felt like I needed to tell you something. And I'm like, okay. And she was like, "I don't know what it is that you're supposed to be doing, but you need to do it." And that kind of stopped me in my tracks. And I said, "Okay, what do you mean?" And she said, I would see you over time and see your messages. And, you've always known how, to talk and express yourself or whatever. But she said, "I don't know. It's just something that you're supposed to be doing and you're not doing it." By the time we finished talking, she said, when I originally called you, I thought that it was really a message that I had to deliver to you. But when in fact, now since we've talked, I now know that it was a message that you had to deliver to me. The last time I filmed on YouTube, I had just filed for divorce and I was going through a process. I didn't realize that later on that process was not going as it should have. I wasn't anticipating having to fire my attorney and not only get another one, but to sue my previous attorney. I wasn't expecting to have it to, go to the bar, file a complaint. It was so much that was going on. And I had to compartmentalize everything that I kind of set YouTube down. Once I went through that process and everything was said and done, I said that was my time to have peace. And to really work on myself. Because going through a process like that, it changes you. And you're tired. You see a lot of things. And so at that time, I just wanted peace. And so I kind of retreated and took a step back from everything and everybody. And I kind of worked on myself. I was able to reflect and actually do the real work for me. Because before then, it was so much going on. I had to keep going in order to successfully get past all of those hurdles that I kept running into. So now that, I had that peace, and, I would talk to my friends, and, they would tell me about, different things or whatever. And they say, hey girl, what do you think? I said, I think that I'm at home minding my business. I didn't get involved with nothing. I didn't give opinions on anything. I was literally at my home, drinking water, minding my own business. My biggest worry was to go out and pick my tomatoes that I was growing in my backyard before they got too ripe and the squirrels would take them. That was the conclusion of, my quote unquote worries. So now I'm on a call with somebody that I haven't spoken to in 24 years. And she's telling me that you have a message that you need to deliver and you can't be afraid to do it. And at one point, I did cry on the conversation. It was a silent cry though, but she picked it up because I got really quiet, and she said, "You're crying." And I said, "Yeah." And she said, "Why?" And I said, "Because I think about the place that I was in, the battle that I had, the people that I had to deal with." Because not only you have a situation with the ex-spouse, you have a situation with, your attorney, you have all types of situation, but you also have people that talk about you. I had people talking about the details of my case like I was on some type of weekly reality show, and they were at their kitchen table drinking and just talking about it like in passing, like, oh, this is entertainment. And I ran into mean people. And thinking about all of that, it gave me hesitation about getting back in front of the camera, because when you're in front of the camera, there's a level of vulnerability. Well, let me say this. If you're authentic and your intentions are genuine, there is a certain level of vulnerability that you kind of open yourself up to. And that's what caused me concern. And then she said, if you don't move forward with what you need to do, you'll be doing a lot of people a disservice. And I'm like, putting that type of pressure on me? Oh, okay. So she made me promise her that I would do what I'm supposed to do and work on moving forward. I said, okay. It was a great conversation. It was. And I log off about, a little bit after 6. And so I'm piddling around, like, okay, got my day done, shutting down or whatever. And then I get another call. This time the call was from one of my line sisters that I hadn't spoken to in a little while. And she said, "Hey, Sean, I was just calling to tell you that I love you." I said, "I love you too." And so she had told me that she started, her video YouTubing and the things that she was doing. And she started kind of, talking about, you remember when we used to talk about it before I got started, and I was talking about getting started. And then once I started, I thought about you and what we talked about. And she said, "If I can do this, you can do this. You need to do this. Come on, let's go." Okay, she ain't quite say it like that, but that's the way I received it. And she proceeded to basically deliver the same message at 7 o'clock that night that I had received 7 o'clock that morning. So when we got off the phone, we said, we would talk again or whatever. So when we got off the phone, I'm sitting there and I'm like, God, I hear you. And I'm listening and I'm going to do it. So it was important for me to say that, because the last time God had tried to tell me something and I didn't listen, I ended up in a hospital with a broken ankle. So I'm like, no, you don't have to get my attention like that no more. I'm listening. I got it. So after that, I started doing some self-reflecting. And I said, when I started See Sean Live, I talked about being alive versus living, and doing things outside your comfort zone, having fun, going on foodie adventures and everything. Although that is still a part of me, it's so much deeper now. I had to sit and think and say, where am I at in my life right now? What does See Shine Live look like? And I started thinking, and I said, when I think of See Shine Live, I think of self-love, self-care, self-awareness, and personal growth. So that's where I'm at right now. So the stories that I'm going to tell about my experiences and what I have learned, and pose questions and hopefully really engage with my viewers. I'm gonna be a little nervous at first, but I know this is going to be something that I need to speak on. So if you're watching this video, please like, subscribe, and share with others. Thank you.